happy birthday. So today's my birthday, which is nice. Um, I am staying at an absolutely beautiful cabin slash house that one of our friends from church has in their family. So Jamie and I came up here for the weekend. You can just see it's snowing. It's lots of snow out here. Very pretty, very cold. Yeah, so we just came up for the weekend before we're kind of locked down at home for a while. Unfortunately, Jamie has caught a bit of a cold, so she hasn't been able to enjoy it as much as we were hoping, but it's still nice to get out. Lots of updates over the past week. So I had my bone marrow biopsy on Tuesday, which ended up being really painful. I had gotten a bunch of different advice from different nurses and doctors, and the general consensus was that most people do the biopsy just with local anesthesia, and that should be fine. And so that's what I opted to do, which was a really bad choice. They offer some oxycodone as a potential kind of pain solution that you can take proactively before the biopsy, and I didn't do that because it seemed like I don't love being on oxy, and it seemed like a lot of people didn't need it, and I definitely should have. And then at the end of the biopsy, it was a double biopsy, so they did it twice, one in each hip. The nurse said that that wouldn't have been enough for me. I was in too much pain. That going forward, the next time I have a bone marrow biopsy, which is probably about a year away, I should insist on getting moderate sedation so that I am completely out of it during the procedure. It was certainly a rough day for both Jamie and I. So Jamie was there with me, holding my hand as I was screaming in pain, which I'm sure wasn't a very good experience for her either. And then actually right in the middle of it, had a bloody nose. So that was kind of the most eventful day of the past week. But the tests have all come back good. So my bone marrow looks healthy. My EKG was normal. I may have to address the baby tooth in order to prevent dental infections. So I'll probably be talking with a dentist or an oral surgeon about that this week. My cholesterol it's still within the normal bounds, but it's a little high, and my triglycerides are too high, so I need to figure that out, although everyone says that might just be because of the steroids, which I am now no longer on. So I dropped off of prednisone on Thursday. So really everything is very normal. I also met with a nutritionist and a physical therapist, and that was all so far so good. Yeah, just kind of preparing. So what the next week looks like, we think, because none of this has been scheduled yet, is that on Wednesday I will have my central line put in, my Hickman catheter, which will probably just run right next to my port line, so like up the same tube, and in the it's not the same tube, the two tubes will be right next to each other, so the same tunnel under my skin, and then down into my heart, or right next to my heart. And that will certainly change my day-to-day living, because I'll have to take a lot of care of it. The central line, unlike the port, is not under the skin. It's just sticking out of my chest, and thus is a great highway for infection or other things, just straight into my heart, which can be quite dangerous. So we'll have to go through all of the training on how to deal with that, get that going, and then, like I said, the plan is that will happen on Wednesday. And then theoretically, I will start the next round of chemo, but the next round of maintenance chemo, not the transplant chemo, next week as well, this week, so probably run Friday. If that's the case, then 7 days after that, so the Friday following, I will have a second infusion for that chemo, and then the stem cell growth factor and harvesting process will begin. And part of this is all to move up that apheresis, so the stem cell growth and then harvesting, since that was the bottleneck for my treatment. So they can do that while I'm on chemo, and that is the plan. It means that after the second infusion, I'll be starting to get large doses of growth factor to push the stem cells from my bone marrow kind of into the rest of my blood. Then the blood will be taken out, stem cells will be harvested, and the blood will be put back in. So theoretically, that will happen around 12 or 13 days after I start this next round of chemo. So theoretically, about 2 weeks from this Friday. We'll see if we can stick to that time frame. The other big concern is if I catch COVID or a bad cold or the flu, I may be delayed. Since Jamie is pretty sick right now, I'm trying to stay healthy, which isn't fun because it means that I can't really help her in the ways that I should. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. It's tough. It's tough right now. It's been a tough week, and what was supposed to be super relaxing has unfortunately kind of turned a little sour due to sickness and just kind of pain and difficulty. So, but we keep moving forward. Keep on keeping on, as they say, and as I keep saying, it's going to be a rough road for a little while, but the goal is a cure, and so we're definitely still shooting for that cure, and hopefully it'll all come together. So yeah, thank you all for your kind wishes, your birthday wishes, and for all of your support. It certainly continues to mean a lot, and I appreciate it. So, till next time, we'll talk soon.